and demanding lifestyles have led to a significant increase in the number of illnesses and diseases. When you or a loved one is diagnosed with a serious illness, medical bills can be a heavy burden. And when long-term recovery is required, your income may also be affected. Fortunately, you can be protected through AIA's critical care plans. AIA's A+ critical care provides you with coverage from the 39 most common critical illnesses, all the way up to 100 years old, depending on the plan you select. The sum assured for our plans automatically increases over the policy years, helping you cope with rising medical expenses. A+ Critical Care provides an anniversary bonus, which increases your sum assured by 1% annually from the 2nd to the 20th year of the policy. In addition, we also have another 2 critical care plans that come with enhanced benefits: A+ Early Critical Care and A+ Multi-Critical Care. A+ Early Critical Care is designed to financially support you in the early stages of a critical illness, because we understand that early treatment is critical to recovery. It also provides an additional sum assured worth 20% of the sum assured for diabetic-related diseases. A+ Multi-Critical Care allows you multiple critical illness claims throughout your life. This relieves the worry of losing protection after a critical illness claim. Critical illness is very real and can be very expensive. The right time to plan for the unexpected is when you are healthy. Protect your health, your income and your family with AIA's critical care plans. Brought to you by AIA. We also have Sharia solutions called A+ Critical Care I, A+ Early Critical Care I, and A+ Multi-Critical Care I from our sister company AIA Public Takaful Bahad.
Hi, salam sejahtera tuan-tuan dan puan-puan. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another Kingdom Coffee Talk. All right. How's everyone doing tonight? I hope everyone is doing great. Good news, ladies and gentlemen. Borders are open. All Malaysians are allowed to travel already. But please be careful. Please follow necessary SOPs. Yeah, we don't want to be reminding each and every one of you again, because the government has been doing it, from the day COVID started until today. So let's the borders are all open. Let's brace ourselves. Let's take necessary precautions. Right? Okay. To those who are traveling back to your hometown to visit your parents, okay, your loved ones, please be reminded also, right, to do a swab test and make sure that each and every one of you are free of COVID before you all actually decide to travel. Okay, we don't want any of our loved ones to be contracted with the deadly disease. Anyway, a very good evening to each and every one of you. My name is Matt. I'll be your host for tonight, and welcome again, ladies and gentlemen. Today, what are we going to talk about? Today's topic will be beginner's guide to critical illness coverage. And we have a very, very special guest with us today. He is none other than Mr. Edmund Chaw. Let's bring Edmund in.
Hi.
Hi, Ed. Hi. How are you?
I'm good.
Where you are? At home or out?
I'm at home.
You sure you're at home, huh?
Yeah. You invited me to come. Of course, I come home, bro. I cannot be outside, isn't it?
Correct. True also. Okay. Edmund, do you want to tell our viewers a bit about yourself and a bit of history before we dive into the topic? Who are you? What were you doing? And what not all things like that, . How long have you been in the business? And
Okay, a
yep,
little bit about myself. Basically, hi everybody. Hi all the viewers. I'm Edmund Chaw. I'm actually a part of Kingdom Group. I'm Matt's colleague, right? I am a unit manager in Kingdom Group, and I've been doing insurance for the past 12 years. Actually, yeah. Actually, when you asked me this question, mentally I was actually counting. It's actually 12 years already since I've actually been in the insurance industry, and
mm-hmm.
uh, before that I was from advertising events, and I made the switch. I made a big jump actually in my career, and it's something that I never regret lah. Right, something that until today I still enjoy what I do. Until today I still enjoy meeting people, helping families, and of course, like today's topic, right? Helping people plan for their critical illness coverage, and also letting people understand what are the differences in terms of different insurance, and because you see, insurance is so wide, right? It is very wide.
Yeah, correct.
So a lot of people actually don't really understand, even though we live
Mm.
in a very urban area like KL. But a lot of people actually don't understand how to plan, right? A lot of people just think they have insurance means is okay, but actually insurance is, it can be a tool. It can be a tool to help you in many ways, right? And I think today Matt will be talking with us as well about CI, critical illness, right? So
Yes.
I'm not going to talk too much. I'm going to pass it back to you, Matt.
Okay. Thanks, Edmund, for the brief intro about you yourself. You know how long you've been in the business. I think the switch from advertising to the insurance industry was a huge jump, but I'm glad that you made that choice lah. It was the right decision lah. You know, it was the right decision. No more late nights. I mean, unless you want to stay out late lah. That one I cannot stop you lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The late
Yeah.
nights now actually can turn into money, right? But the late nights previously was no choice.
Correct. You sure you can turn into money in that?
Yeah. Right, because most of the time we are with our clients, we are either talking about business, or we are entertaining, or we are building good relationships. That's one thing I like about this business, because you tend to build very good relationships with your clients, right? And some of them start off with being clients, and then they become very close friends. Yeah, so that's the beauty of this business.
Yeah, correct. I cannot agree with you more, Edmund. I cannot agree with you more. What Edmund said is actually very, very true. Because at the end of the day, right? Yeah, they are your clients. At the end of the day, but when a claim comes in, right? When they need to do a claims, right? You know, when you are there for them, you know, everything will just turn overnight like that. They will treat you like their brothers or sisters and whatnot. Or they will treat
Yeah,
you very, very well. One, because you know why? You are doing the right things right. You are doing the right things right. Correct or not?
yeah, true. Yeah, because you see, when you are doing this business, the beauty of it is, for example, when I know you, Matt, when I know you and you put your trust in me, we become close. I start to plan for your insurance, right? But the beauty about this business is we will tend to be their family life planner, right? We will start to plan for their whole family. That's when you become, your bond is even more closer, because
Stronger.
that's,
Yes.
yeah, stronger, because you meet their family, you meet their wife, their mother, their father, brothers, and this and that. So you are more of a family friend rather than, oh, just Matt's
An
friend.
insurance agent.
Yeah, or an insurance agent. Yeah, that's very true.
Correct.
True.
Correct. Okay, Ed, I think the viewers, our viewers, are pretty much excited to know what do you mean by what do we mean by beginners planning your critical illness coverage? The title, the topic lah. So, what is actually critical illness? Edmund, do you want to share with our viewers? I mean, I have the
Uh,
answer lah, but I'm giving you the opportunity to.
I think because since Matt, you are also in insurance for so long, right? So let's make this more of a casual conversation about
No problem.
insurance, right?
Yeah.
I think the question you asked me, what is critical illness? I think critical illness is something very real, right? It's something that will, if you want to put it in a layman term, something that will affect your life immediately, right? Something that will, there is no turning back from critical illness, right? And it's something that is unpredictable,
Mm.
whether, no matter how much we take care of our life or our health, no matter how many hours you spend in the gym, it is still unpredictable, right? Critical illness, we are not talking about flu, we are not talking about fever, we are talking about life changing diseases, right? Like cancer, stroke, heart attack, diabetes, and all that kind of things, right? It is really, I mean, sad to say, it is really, really life changing, right? And it's something that we all need to be prepared for. It doesn't mean that I'm thin, I go to the gym 4 hours a day, I eat clean. It doesn't mean that you will not be visited, right? So I think we all have to be prepared. It is something that we can prepare for, right?
Mm.
Mm.
I think based on the years of experience being in the industry, right? I think we've actually seen, we've actually come across numerous cases which I feel at times, it's not something that I want it to happen, but things does happen. Things does happen. Like what Edmund said is actually very, very true. We will, one way or another, right? Regardless whether we eat clean, we exercise on a daily basis, but somehow or other, things like this will actually happen, lah. Things like this will actually happen, whether we like it or not. So the best thing to do right now, is to prepare for the worst. Correct, lah.
Yeah, it's true. I think, Matt, what you say is very true because you see, certain things we can't prepare for, right? Certain things, okay, there's always things that you can control and you cannot control, right? Critical illness is, of course, something that you can't control. If you can do as much as you can to deter, but you cannot control it, right?
Correct.
But what you can control is your preparation towards it, right? Are you going to cross the bridge when you see it, or are you going to start building it first, right? Or when you see the river, only you think about the bridge. Like Chinese plus say, right? When you stomach ache, only you want to dig hole. Chinese, there's a
Yeah.
yeah, but I think you have heard this before. Okay.
But the Malay
So
one sounds better.
you want to share?
The one.
Right. So it's something that you can prepare for. Every one of us can prepare for critical illness. So
Yeah.
why don't we take up this chance so that our life will not be affected so badly, or our life will not be, at least we can still sustain certain things in our life, right? When touch wood, it really comes, right?
Okay. Which brings to my next question, Edmund. Why is critical illness so important?
Okay, why is this coverage so important? I think
Yeah.
like we were talking just now, right? It is something that you can't control, right? It is something that I've been in the industry for 12 years. I don't know how to say this, but there are clients, right? I have clients who are super healthy. They run marathons, right? They run marathons. When they eat, they really take care of their food. They,
Mm.
they are not like us, when we see nasi kandar means gone already, bro. The plate will be flooded with the curry, and we tend to take every single meat that is available, right? The fish is there, the chicken is there, the mutton is there, the beef is there, everything is on and the veggie is not there. So these are the people. I have clients who are very healthy, and yet there are people who just dropped it, just like that.
Yeah.
They don't smoke, they
Correct.
don't drink, right? There are people who I've also experienced non-smokers getting lung cancer, and the smokers are living till 80 years old. I don't know why. That's why I said, why is it so important is because it is uncontrollable. It is something that you really don't know. You really don't know. You can deter from it. You can do everything to prevent, but it is really God's will, God's will.
Yeah.
Right. So
correct.
yeah. So it makes it even more important. Even more important because you don't know. You really don't know. The element of surprise is there, which makes it all the more important for you to prepare. Right. That is why I'm an advocate of CI coverage. Right. I really go out and tell my clients, about CI coverage because this is the only way, the only form of income protection that you can get.
Correct. I will share a bit with you an experience lah. I've got this friend, right? I think a couple of years back, right? He passed away a couple of years back due to a heart attack lah. Okay. So basically, what happened was he was 35 years old then. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't drink. He plays badminton with us, right? Like twice a week, and it's always 2 hours on. And he cycles every Sundays. Just one day in the office, he went to the office in the morning, sat on his desk, just like that. It happened at 9:30 in the morning. Just like that, he just collapsed and he passed away. That is why sometimes we say why critical illness is so very important. It's because of this law. Okay, when you are gone, right? When you're gone, and you can't do much, lah. You can't do much. It's a matter of if you are still alive, what happens next? Correct or not?
Yeah. I mean, for those who drop dead and die, I mean, not to sound mean, but they are lucky, lah. Right? They are really lucky.
It happens.
Yeah, they are lucky because that's when it will trigger all your other insurance, right? All your death benefits and this and that. Like I think I think Matt, what you said is actually very true. What if you don't die, right? If you don't die and you suffer alone, it's not that bad. But if you don't die and you bring your whole family to suffer with you, then I think that is on you, lah. Right? That is really on you.
It's
because
unfair,
you
lah.
had,
It's really unfair.
yeah, you had the chance to prepare for it. You know about it.
Yes.
I always believe this. At this current moment, year 2021, okay, and we are actually in the midst of a pandemic, right? I really would like to say that there is no excuses anybody can say that they don't know about insurance. It is not an excuse anymore, right? Back in the days, 1980, 1970, yes, people can say, I don't know about insurance. But at this point of time, with the internet, with Google, with, you can see banners, you can see billboards on Federal Highway, on everywhere, all the insurance companies are strongly marketing their products. You can't tell me that you don't know. You can't tell me that I didn't know critical illness can do this, can do that. If I know, I would have buy. It's really on you. It is really you dug your own grave. Right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we are not all trying to sound mean, lah. At the end of the day, I think at the end of the day, these people are all. I'm not trying to be mean, lah. But I would say one word sums everything up, lah. Ignorant.
yes, correct. Ignorant.
Yeah.
Ignorant. Yeah. Yeah. Ignorant is bliss, bro.
Correct, lor. Correct. So, Edmund, what is the perception of the public about critical illness? Do you want to share a little bit since you have been in the industry for 12 years? Ada apa-apa yang anda boleh share tak?
Oh, tentu boleh. Okay, the main I would say the main confusion in the market right now, right? The main confusion is why do I need? I don't need CI coverage, ma. I don't need critical illness coverage, ma. Because if I go hospital, cancer is covered, what? Right? It's covered. My medical card cover, ma. So that is the main confusion in the market, because I go out a lot to sell CI, right? I go out a lot to talk to people about CI, to not to say educate, but to further reinforce the importance of CI, right? Sad to say, a lot of people are confused about these two plans. It is not the same. CI and medical is not the same, right? Medical is something that pays for your bills, right? CI is something for yourself, to take over your ability to make money, to take over your ability to earn, right? A CI replaces you. A CI coverage replaces you in terms of financial, right? Ability to earn the money. It keeps your lifestyle, right? So I think that will be the main confusion in the market right now.
Correct.
I believe
I do.
I believe you also have I believe you also have come across a lot of all this.
Yes, I mean we are in the industry lah, and we are in the industry. We come across this on a daily basis lah. I have a medical card. Does it not cover critical illness? Yes, you have a medical card that covers critical illness. True, I do not disagree with that. But what happens after 3 months if you do not recover? After 6 months, you do not recover. Let's say you are in employment lah. Let's say you are in employment. Will your boss tell you, or will your company tell you, look, Ed, since you have not been working for the past 3 months or 6 months or for a year for that matter, right? I don't think it will be fair for us to continue paying you your salary. So what happens then? You lose your job. So if you have, then okay, you lose your job, right? So what happens then is like you got to go back to work. You find something to do, because why? You do not have income replacement. You do not have anything to take away that burden, because at the end of the day, right, whether we like it or not, house mortgage need to pay one, no? Car need to pay one. Your children makan minum, you need to pay one, no? Every day we go out, it's us spending money one, whether we like it or not lah. There's not one day we go out, right, without us not spending money one. Correct or not?
Yeah, that's true. Correct.
So, yeah, lor.
The thing about CI, right? Some people will say, my boss, my company is very nice to me. My boss will not sack me and this and that. So I always ask my clients, why don't you put yourself in your boss's shoe, right? If you are an owner of a company or a boss of a company, right? And you have an employee who has not been working for 1.5 years, right? Due to illness, And of course, if you can afford him based on relationship and based on goodwill, you might keep, right? You might keep him for as long as you can. But if you look at it on the other hand, right? If you need to downsize, or if, for example, a pandemic, all these kind of things happen, will you still keep this employee, right?
No.
He's not been working for 1.5 years, and you are paying him full salary for 1.5 years. I think you have did your part as a boss, right? So if you put yourself in your boss's shoe, they are not cruel. They are just doing their job to run a business, right? So same goes to you. When you are a staff of a company, have you actually prepared for the day that you might lose your income? Right? Have you prepared? This pandemic has actually taught us a lot about preparation, right? Because it hit us so suddenly that a lot of us are not prepared for it. A lot of us do not have income in our liquid income in our bank account. A lot of us maybe have 1 month income. Some of us 6 months income, right? But this pandemic has been running for 1.5 years, almost 2 years. It's coming to 2
Yeah,
years
man.
soon, right? So it is very real. Like how we started the session just now. I said it is very real, right? This whole critical illness and pandemics, it is real, and the best thing is it is a surprise. Yeah, you don't know when it will come. Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. I mean, all of us all of us have never experienced it before, lah. All of us have never experienced it. But when it hit, right, I know a lot of people are affected. So just put yourself in their position. If let's say a critical illness, let's say you cannot cancel lah for a matter lah. Let's take cancer easiest thing to talk about. Let's say you cannot cancel lah. How long does it take for you to recover? What, 6 months to a year? Correct?
Yeah. Of course. I mean, it also depends on how strong you are as a person. And if you're older, of course, it will take longer. If you are younger, you might recover faster, right? But if you look at the statistics, right, most of the people, right, who recovered from cancer, and have a relapse, right, it is because they didn't recover properly. They didn't rest properly, right?
Mm-hmm.
If
If you got all the money in the world, you will have the time to rest lah.
Yeah. I mean, okay, let's not look at statistics. Let's not look at all this. We just look generally, right? If you notice,
Okay.
right? If you notice, celebrities, let's talk about Hollywood and all these kind of things, right? Celebrities, tend to, when you hear news about this actor or this actress cancer, for example, right? You see, after 10 years, they're still around most of the time. Right? Yeah, of course they are thinner, they don't act anymore in movies, but they're still around. Correct? But when we look back at our close circle, most of the time 2 years or even some less than a year, they're gone. Right? Why? Why is it like this? Because the celebrities have all the time in the world, all the money in the world to rest and recover. That is the only reason I can figure out. Right? That's the only thing I can figure out. Other than that, they are human, I'm human. The same thing inside is the same thing inside my body. Then why are they still around? Right? They get the best treatment in the world. Yes. So that is the only excuse, or that is the only reason I can think of why these fellas are still there. Right? So if you look at it in this context, right, then it does show you that recovery is very important. Right? Recovery is very, very important when you are hit with a critical illness. So when we talk about recovery, it means you don't rush yourself back to work. Right? Some people, they have to go back to work. They got no choice. After the first chemo, they come out, they rest one day, tomorrow they have to work. After the second chemo, they come back, tomorrow they have to work. Right? I've seen kidney patients doing that too after dialysis. Right? Because they have to work. They've got no time to rest because bills still need to be paid. Children still needs to go to school. Right? Children still need to eat. Right? So that is the importance of a critical illness coverage. It gives you an option to take 2 years off, to take 3 years off and fully recuperate and fully rest your body and to make sure you are strong enough again. Right? Because our body is miraculous. Honestly, our body is a supernatural being, right? With enough rest, this and that, it actually can heal by itself. Right? But we tend to destroy it almost every day, right?
Agreed.
Yeah. Right?
say is actually very, very true, lah. It's at least if you have a critical illness coverage of what 300,000, 400,000, or 500,000, if your annual income is 100,000, I think if you got 500,000 critical illness coverage, right? At least 5 years you don't need to work. You don't need to worry. You can take your time to recuperate. You can take your time to rest as much as you want. Or if the doctor tells you, look, you've got another 2-3 more months to live, that 500,000 you can go and jolly kata also if you want. Sorry to say this,
true.
but
Yeah.
it's true.
No, I mean, yeah, it is true. It is true. It is really, really true.
Maybe by being happy, by being unstressful, you may probably live another 3 months or a year longer. You never know one. Because why? Happy ma. Life is simple.
Yeah.
You've got enough money. You travel the world. You may even live for another year. You never know.
Yeah.
Because you don't have enough. You don't have any more stress. You don't have any more burdens. Because why? You have enough critical illness coverage to see you through your last few months, lah. That's what they say, lah.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
it makes sense though. Let's take insurance out of the context, right? It makes sense.
Yeah.
It really makes sense, right? Even if we take insurance out of context, if you have 500,000 in your bank, right? I believe you don't, even if without critical illness also you won't be so stressed. Correct or not? Even if you don't connect critical illness also, you just open your bank book and you see 500,000 there, you automatically will smile also. Correct or not? You automatically the mood also like tring like that. Correct or not? So now if you put in the rest of the variables, into the equation, CI is here and all that kind of things, it's different already, right? It makes you relax. It makes you feel relaxed. You don't have to worry about your boss is going to fire you because I have that 500,000. You don't have to worry about, if the bank come and tarik this car, how am I going to go for my chemo? Correct or not? Like some people like to tell me, bro, if I cannot critical illness, I don't need car already, what? That's very true. But the thing is, that is if you kena the last stage 1, you are in the hospital. But if you kena the stage 1, stage 2, you can still drive. You are still normal, right? It's just that there's a disease inside you. You will still need to drive yourself to do your own treatments. I have a friend recently. Who was talking to me about CI, right? Because very sad story. His father is not very well, right? And
yeah,
they are very good kids. They are very good kids, and they really take care of the father, right? But the main problem is all of them are working, right? And the father need to do dialysis 3 times a week, right? So all of them are working. So first thing, dialysis 3 times a week needs a lot of money, right? Per dialysis, we are talking about 300 to 500. It depends on which. Yeah, 300 to 500 ringgit per session, right? 2 to 3 hours. And if you know a kidney patient, right, after dialysis, their body is very weak, right? They practically need to sleep almost half a day, right? So 3 times a week, that will be about 1,500 a week already. So we are talking a month is 6,000, right? So money aside, let's talk about time, right? They are very good kids and they really take care of the father. But the thing is, they are working. How can they send the father to dialysis 3 times a week? Unless they quit their job, correct? Or unless their boss is like a super cool boss, right? But that's the thing. When you are adequately covered, it is not only just to replace income. It is something that you can use for a lot of things. If you have that coverage, you can use it to hire a driver. You can use it to maybe buy a dialysis machine and put it at home and hire a nurse to be at home with you, so that you don't have to travel up and down. Then you won't be so tired after dialysis, right? There is so many things you can do with a critical illness coverage. It is not only just to replace income. It is to make you, be able to do a lot of other
Menyenangkan.
things. Yes, menyenangkan, so that you boleh betul-betul jaga your kesihatan and make sure you recover, make sure you rest, make sure you got no stress, right? So that is the importance of it.
Okay. Edmund, just want to check with you. What are the critical illness plans that are available in with AIA?
Oh, there
I
is a
believe
lot
there
of
are stand-alone critical illness plan. There are riders. What does it mean? I'm quite sure the viewers they want to know what does it mean by stand-alone critical illness or riders for the matter.
Okay, you see, critical illness plans, right? Standalone critical illness plans are plans that you specifically designed for critical illness. Means you can just look for your life planner and tell them you want to buy a CI plan, a critical illness plan, and they can just sell you a critical illness plan based on how the coverage amount
Your
that you need.
needs.
Yes, right. Okay, don't get me wrong. Buying a critical illness plan is not just going and buying, right? There are calculations involved to see how much you need. Okay, there are calculations involved. So please talk to the life planners who invited you to this session today, right? So that they can do a calculation for you to see how much you need, right? Not 200,000 coverage for me and 200,000 coverage for Matt. It might not be the same, right? Because our lifestyle is different, right? The commitments we have is different. The things that we want to do will be different as well, right? So every individual needs to have a life planner to do a proper calculation for him or her, right? So now coming back
Agreed.
to standalone plans. Standalone plans are specifically designed plans for critical illness, right? Riders are also specifically designed for critical illness, but riders you cannot just buy, right? Riders you need to attach it with a life policy, right? Most of the time it will be an investment linked policy, right? Most of the time it will always be an investment linked policy, right? And not many companies out there have standalone CI plans, right? Only certain companies have it, and I'm very grateful that AIA is one of the pioneers in terms of products, not only CI, right? In terms of products, we are one of the pioneers. So we innovate our products very frequent. We make changes to our products very frequent to suit the needs of the people, right? We have a critical illness plan that actually pays if you are in ICU, right? Even if you are in ICU for an accident, okay? Listen carefully. Even if you are in ICU for an accident for 5 consecutive days, we will pay out the full amount of CI coverage, right? This is the only thing this is the only company that has it, right? Other companies you need to be, it is a CI plan, so you need to be hit with CI, right? You need to be diagnosed with CI, right? But because of this pandemic, right, a lot of I would say category 4, category 3 people, they are in ICU, right? And when they are in ICU, they're in very critical condition, right? But is COVID a CI? COVID is not a CI, right? COVID is not a critical illness. It is not defined under the critical illness because it is so new, right? So plans like our plan actually pay out because you are in ICU for 5 consecutive days at least, right? So we see the need of the market. AIA saw the need of the market and they innovate their CI plan and they made it easier for people to claim, right? Because at the end of the day,
Yeah,
we
basically.
Come, Matt, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So it's basically from time to time, right? I mean, I'm not. It's not about AIO only lah. From time to time, right? A critical illness, because they critical illness is something for you to claim. You know, like what you say, lah. The five days in ICU and whatnot, all you can actually claim your critical illness already, which is very very good. You know. So I think
Yeah.
at the end of the day, critical illness are created, right? Are created to what? What's the main purpose? To give you a living expenses in the event that you are diagnosed with a critical illness. Simple as that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
Correct
that's
or not?
true.
If
Yeah.
there is no need for an insurance company, you know, if no need for critical illness coverage, if there is no need for critical illness coverage, an insurance company won't purposely come out with a plan to cover you, right? I mean, correct or not? It does make sense because they know that there is a need for critical illness coverage. That is why they purposely came up with plans, with standalones, with riders to cover your critical illness need,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And bear in mind,
Yes.
right? The rule of thumb for critical illness coverage is 5 times your salary, your annual income. Do you agree with me on that, Edmund? 5 times, at least 5 times the rule of thumb.
Yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, everything that we do, there is always a rule of thumb that we follow, right? Of course, different individual might have different needs, but if you don't have any special requests or any special needs, the rule of thumb will be always 5 times, 5 times annual income, right? 5 times annual income will be actually a good start for you, to cover. That is why, right, when you buy a CI plan or any insurance, okay, any insurance per se, you got to make sure that your agent or your life planner reviews your policy every 2 to 3 years, right? Because your need changes, your commitment changes, your lifestyle changes, everything change. It doesn't mean that like that my insurance agent every 2 years need to sell me something. No, maybe your lifestyle drop. If your lifestyle drop, then you don't need so much, what? Correct.
Mm,
Then you can save some money also.
correct.
It doesn't mean that when you review a policy, right, it means you got to top up, you got to buy, you got to this. No, it doesn't mean that. Reviewing your policy is something that you need to do to know that where you have shortage and where you have extra, right? Then you decide whether you want to, those extra one you don't want already, you want to drop your you want to lower down your premium, or the ones that is insufficient you want to top up. It doesn't, it's just as simple as that. It's just an indication for you, right? So that if you don't want to do anything about it, also no problem, right? But at least you know. At least you know. Correct, no? So that is what a
Correct.
policy review is for, right? But I think CI plan, yeah, it is back to our topic. CI plan, it is very, very important. It is very, very important to have, especially if you are an employee, right? If you are an employee, you your life, your fate is in somebody else's hand, lah, right? It's not your hand. If you are a business owner, at least you still can decide, lah, right? To pay yourself some salary, right? But if you are an employee, please make sure you are covered, lah. Please make sure you plan for it, right?
Yeah, correct. Agreed. I cannot agree with you more, Ed. I really cannot agree with you more. So, I mean, being 12 years in the industry, what are the common critical illness that you have came across, Ed? I know I came across cancer. Cancer is actually very, very, very common, kidney failure. I mean, is there anything that you want to share with our viewers here?
I think the like what you said, the most common one will be cancer, right? The most common one will be cancer. But I've also processed claims before for what do you call that? Stroke, heart attack, and there's one that is something to do with your nerves, right? It's quite a long name, so I really can't pronounce it properly. Right? Right, it's all these medical terms, right? We as insurance agent, especially after 12 years, right? We are the only thing we can't do is we cannot treat you only. But most of the things we already know, because we have been through, we are in and out of the hospital, right? Last time it is not so easy one, when a client gets admitted. Nowadays you don't even have to be there because the technology, The insurance agent's communication with the hospital is tip top. They can do everything without the agent there. But last time during those days, it's always you. It is always you. You have to be in the hospital. You have to go and find this. You have to go and find that. Collect one medical report. Also, you have to drive all the way there. Especially if your client is outstation, right? Is even worse. Just to collect one medical report, right? Because everything needs to be original. Now, some companies, certain things we allow emails and all that kind of things, right? So yeah,
that's why commission kurang lah.
Yeah, that's true, right? So I've made claims for quite a few CI before, but I think like same as you,
Yeah.
one of the most common ones will be cancer, stroke, and heart attack, right? I see a question in the comment section. Tell us the difference between men and women CI. Okay.
Oh yeah.
There are CI plans specifically for women, right? Okay, when we talk about a CI plan, right? Actually, men and women, our bodies are roughly the same. It's just that you guys have some stuff extra that we don't, right? Other than that, we have only one thing extra that you don't have, but you have a lot of things extra that we don't have, right? At least 5 to 6. Okay, your productive system mainly, most of the is generally your productive system lah. Reproductive system, not productive system. Sorry. Okay, so when you buy a CI, okay, when you buy a CI plan, it covers everything, right? It covers everything, whether it is women organs or the men or normal organs, right? But why is there women specific plans in the market? Is because it's due to a few reasons, right? Some women, right? Your risk of getting women cancers or women diseases are much higher, right? So some women would like to cover those more, okay? Would like to cover those organs more, right? That is when because if you buy a normal CI plan, you are paying for everything. You are paying the company to cover everything. So of course your premium will be calculated differently, right? As compared to when you just buy for women specific organs, right? It will be a little bit cheaper, right? So for example, if I want to cover myself at 500,000, but I'm worried about women organs, my women organs, right? Example, I'm a girl, right? I don't have women organs, right? If I increase my CI to 1 million, I will be paying for everything 1 million, right? But I don't want. I just want extra for my women organs. So I can actually buy a normal CI plan at 500,000, and then I add another 500,000 just for women organs, specifically on women organs, right? So I can do that, right? You can do that as well, right? Now products are really innovative now, right? It is not like before. It is just CI, right? Now technology has also advanced. Medical technologies have also advanced, right? And there's always a saying, prevention is better than cure, right? If you
Correct.
detect something early, the chances of recovery or the chances of cure is higher, right? That's why we always encourage our clients and friends to do yearly medical checkup, right? Because if you found out that you have cancer at stage 1, you can do a lot of things about it, right? You can change your lifestyle, you can cut it off, you can do a lot of things. But when you find out at stage 4, then it is almost impossible for you to do something about it, right? That's why do your medical checkups. So because of this medical advancement, companies have also come out with different types of plans, right? Some to cover early stage critical illness, some to cover intermediate stage critical illness, some to cover advanced stage critical illness. So if you just have the budget to cover advanced stage, then you can do that first, right? 2 years down the road, when maybe you have a little bit extra income, you can think about covering intermediate or early, right? So it is something that you can plan for. It doesn't mean, oh, now you got to pay me 3,000 a month. If I don't have 3,000, or cannot. It's not like that. You can customize your insurance plans. You can customize everything to suit your needs, and also, of course, your financial commitments to suit it, and make sure you keep very close contact with your life planner so that the planning never stops, right? I always
Correct.
like to tell my clients that insurance is a journey, right? It is not a touch and go. It is not something you buy and then you bye, you go away, right? It is a journey that you are walking with your life planner, because your life planner is supposed to be there to help you plan at every stage of your life, right? So did I talk too much, Matt? Back to you.
No lah. Actually, what you say is actually very very true lah. I mean, I've been in the industry for years already lah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not that we want to force you to buy something, correct or not? It's not that we want to force you, because we see a need. We see a need. We do your reviews on a yearly basis. We see a need. We will definitely advise. Correct. We will definitely advise. It's not that I want to force you to buy anything, because we will also access condition lah. We would want our clients, and our friends to be adequately protected, because at the end of the day, you know, if something happens to you, you come running with that check, right? It's better than people coming to you, hey, I'm so sorry to hear about your loss, that kind of things. Correct or not? It's more meaningful if you can come running to the client with that amount of money, rather than, I mean, people telling you condolence is one thing, but that's all there is. But when a life planner or an insurance agent comes to you with that $500,000 claim, or the $1 million claim, or the $2 million claim, it actually helps. This is why it makes being in this industry, right, makes more beautiful, makes it more meaningful at the end of the day lah. I don't know about you lah, but this is how I feel. This is how I feel.
Yeah.
Something happens to you, correct lor. So this is how I feel lah. I mean, at the end of the day, all of us, you are in this industry for 12 years. I've been in this industry 12 years. 6 years, sorry. We've all shared our own experiences. We all have our share of experiences. It's not most of the time, right, it's very, very touching one. Most of the time, it's very, very touching one. We've got a comment from the viewers, from Mr. Eugene Fong. Okay, he say what? His client claimed for a CI, and he's with the money from the CI, right? The first spent it on a Ferrari. He spent it on a Ferrari. I mean, that you can do, unless you don't have a family and whatnot all. But if you got a family, then you got to think otherwise lah. But I mean,
Yeah. I think
CI coverage, at least you have a choice lah to do whatever you want to do. You have a choice. The most important thing is have a choice. Rather than choice at all, going back to work after 2 years, when you're not fully recovered, like what you say, not fully recovered. Now you have a choice. You got $500,000 in the bank account, or you got $1 million in the bank account. I want to go and jolly kata, so I can, because I can afford, ma.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. So this, have you got any? Okay. According Clement Chaw, where and how do we start if we want to buy CI? What kind of CI to buy? Do you want to take this, Ed?
Yeah, Ken. Like I said just now, everyone has different needs. Everyone has different things, or different. The figure is different, right? Everybody earns differently. Even if they earn the same, the way they spend it will be different, right? The things that they have, the families, everything is different, right? So if you really don't have a CI coverage and you really want to start doing or start planning for your CI coverage, I would suggest look for the person that brought you here, that invited you to watch this Facebook Live, right? Look for the person, right? That person
Yep.
is well trained. That person is actually well trained to start you off by explaining in more detail what we actually talk about today, right? Where, of course, it's going to be AIA, right? Like I said, to be very honest with you, we are, like I said just now, we are the only company that pay out during, if you are in ICU for 5 consecutive days. We are also the only company that covers the most conditions, which is up to 180 CI conditions, right? Nobody else comes close to us, right? So, of course, like Matt mentioned just now, the rule of thumb will be 5 times your annual income. If you can't afford to buy 5 times, try to start off with 3 times, right? Try to start off with 3 times and then slowly increase, depending if you need it, right? Because it is a journey, right? Buying insurance is a journey. Your planning never stops. Your planning never stops. It is how well your life planner is going to plan for you and to help you with your financial needs, right? Because we are actually insurance is just planning for unexpected things. That's it. That is as simple as that, right? So anything that is unexpected one, you can buy insurance for it. Anything that is expected one, then it's different story, right? Correct or not? Right? So that's how you plan. How do you start? I would say if you have the budget, do a full CI plan, which is from advanced, intermediate, and early, right? If you don't, then you can always go to start off with a normal CI plan, which only covers advanced stage, or you can start off with a cancer plan. There is cancer specific plans as well that only covers cancer, right? Because statistically in Malaysia, the highest CI killer is heart, the heart, and also second comes cancer, right? And not to forget, Malaysia is the fattest country in Asia, right? So McDonald's every corner we have, right? We also
Nasi
have
kanda.
nasi kanda every corner. We have goreng pisang every corner, and now during this pandemic, even more things are. You don't even have to look for a corner; it's just there, right? It's straight road also. There's so many already, right? So yeah, that is why we are the fattest, right? Goreng pisang lah, nasi kanda lah, people are selling, and we innovate all types of things. Like goreng pisang is already so unhealthy, they go and put cheese, right? It's going to be even worse. Goreng pisang cheese, right? It's like the oil and the tepung won't kill you. We're going to add cheese so that you die faster, right? So that's Malaysia.
But
As
the
much
cheese
as as much as we are so proud of our food, and of course it tastes fantastic, right? The best place in the world. But the thing is, it is also one of the factors, or it is also one of the contributing factors to our health deterioration, right? So yeah, if you are well covered, then by all means go and whack your goreng pisang cheese. Go ahead, no problem.
Go
But
indulge.
if you are not well, so every time you hold a goreng pisang cheese before you put in your mouth, you call. No, now no need call already. Just open your My AIA app to make sure your CI plan is enforced. Right, still premium paying enforced. If it's written there,
the smiley face.
yeah, if it's written there lapse, you better put down the goreng pisang and call your agent before you go and eat the goreng pisang. Right?
All right, correct. Okay, it's already 9:30. Edmund, we'll take another question from the viewers lah. Just one more question before we call it a day. Don't want to take too much of your also. So, is there any more questions from the viewers, not from the floor or not? Just one more question. If no questions, you can always the viewers can always mail us at I'll tell you all where to email us later lah. If you got any questions, you can always email us. We'll be glad to assist in every way. Oh yeah, if you have questions and you want to know more about us, please email us at coffeetalk.kingdomgroupmy@gmail.com.
Yep.
All right. Looks like there's no more questions from the floor. Okay, looks like there's no more questions from the floor. Edmund, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your sharing, your insightful sharing. Thanks for taking the time off to do this with us, lah. Thanks for taking time off to do this with us. I really, really do appreciate your thoughts and your insightful thoughts on the CI, on coverage, beginner's guide to covering CI. All right.
Yep.
So with that, thank you very much, Edmund. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Matt. Before I go, right, I just want to say. Before I go, I just want to say one last thing, right? That is actually very relevant to the topic today, right?
Okay.
I believe a lot of us got no water now, right? Because I got no water.
I still stay in a condo.
You stay condo different, right? Okay, so it's the same thing, right? When Ice Lango came out with the memo that went viral about certain locations that is going to be affected because of water shortage and because they are cutting the water and everything. What did you do, right? You just ask yourself, to all our viewers out here, ask yourself, what did you do, right? Me and my
payung sebelum hujan.
Yeah, me and my family actually we took out all the baldi, right? We took out all the baldi in the house and fill up everything, even the kettle, every single thing we filled up. Bought some mineral water to put at home, right? So that's what we did. So doing that is like preparing for your CI, right? Looking at statistics in Malaysia, okay, I'm not saying that you are going to kena CI, but the chances in 1 out of 5 Malaysians will kena CI, 1 out of 5. Okay, current statistics. So it's like no water, lor. When somebody tell you this, what you need to do, prepare water, right? Same thing, go and prepare your CI coverage. Okay, then the second question come. Today, full day, my house got no water and all my baldi finish. All my baldi finished. So just now before the session, I was telling Matt that I'm actually looking for a hotel already, right? So same thing goes to your CI coverage. Even if you have, is it enough? What if everything finished and you are still in need of it? So think about it. Everything you are doing in your everyday life is actually something like insurance, right? You put a spare tire in your car because you takut pancit. You put an umbrella in your car, right? Because you scared hujan. Correct or not? You wear safety belt when you drive because you scared accident. So everything you are doing in your life, it is insurance, right? Like when you go for a wedding dinner, right? The Chinese wedding dinner, the 7 course, 8 course, whatever course it is. Every time when the steamed fish come out, you simpan the sauce, right? Because you know the last dish.
All of us are guilty.
Yeah, because you know the last dish is the fried rice.
Fried rice.
Yes. Yeah. So you simpan the sauce because later on you know there is no sauce. So you simpan. That is also like insurance. You are preparing for later. Right? So everything you do in your life is part and parcel of what insurance is. It's just that you put it into context or not. Right? So that's why I want to say, think about it, call your life planners and start doing something about it. All right? Thank you very much, Matt, for having me.
Thanks, Edmund.
Back to you. All right, see you.
I was
Thanks,
just about
man.
to say sediakan payung sebelum hujan, but you took my script away already.
Bye.
All right, thanks.
I want to go for hotel now. Bye.
Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, tuan-tuan puan-puan, there you have it. Critical illness coverage, the basic beginner's guide to critical illness coverage. Should you buy or should you not buy? The importance of it, should you buy or should not buy? The importance of it. Like what we always say lah, like what we always say, sediakan payung sebelum hujan, which is very, 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 very true, and it applies to our daily basis. It applies to our daily basis lah. So that is the that is all I have to share for today. So thank you very much. In the meantime, I hope that everybody stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for joining us for our coffee talk. I'll see you. I won't be hosting next week, but we will see you again next Wednesday, same time, for our Kingdom Coffee Talk. With that, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this has been an insightful sharing from Edmund. Thank you very much. I'll see you again. So long, farewell, bye, good night.
You can be protected through AIA's critical care plans. AIA's A+ critical care provides you with coverage from the 39 most common critical illnesses, all the way up to 100 years old, depending on the plan you select. The sum assured for our plans automatically increases over the policy years, helping you cope with rising medical expenses. A+ critical care provides an anniversary bonus, which increases your sum assured by 1% annually from the second select. The sum assured for our plans automatically increases over the policy years, helping you cope with rising medical expenses. A+ critical care provides an anniversary bonus, which increases your sum assured by 1% annually from the second to the 20th year of the policy. In addition, we also have another 2 critical care plans that come with enhanced benefits: A+ early critical care and A+ multi critical care. A+ early critical care is designed to financially support you in the early stages of a critical illness, because we understand that early treatment is critical to recovery. It also provides an additional sum assured worth 20% of the sum assured for diabetic-related diseases. A+ multi-critical care allows you multiple critical illness claims throughout your life. This relieves the worry of losing protection after a critical illness claim. Critical illness is very real and can be very expensive. The right time to plan for the unexpected is when you are healthy. Protect your health, your income and your family with AIA's critical care plans. Brought to you by AIA. We also have Sharia solutions called A+ critical A+ critical care I, A+ early critical care I, and A+ multi-critical care I from our sister company AIA Public Takaful Bahad.